Welcome to the Matt Cutrer Report. These are the extraordinary stories of ordinary individuals. Today's guest is originally from Tehran, Iran, but he moved to Iowa when he was 6 years old. His dad attended Texas Tech and graduated with a civil engineering degree. Later, they would move to San Angelo, where Eamon would attend Central High School and play tennis. He was prescribed a deadly medication that altered his life, and although he was supposed to graduate in 2013, he had to wait several years and was bedbound. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Eamon Janfada.
Yeah.
And initially, I'm just going to give a little backstory. You reached out to me and asked if I was hiring. And man, I sure would love to be. I need the help. My dad and I, we could use the help, but we're just not quite to the point where we can pay somebody, but we're close, man. And you're going to be the first to know for sure, because I would love to have you on, dude, and helping out. But you are originally from Iran, right?
Yes.
Cool, dude. So tell us a little bit about that. Your elevator pitch, so to speak, who you are, where you're from, what you do.
Yeah. I was born in Tehran, Iran, and first 6 years of my life, I lived there with my parents, and almost all my family is there, 90% of them.
Wow.
So, and then in 2001, my parents and I we came to the States. We first lived in Iowa from when I was 6 until 8. Until 8th grade, when I was 14.
Nice.
So, and then after that, I started high school here when my dad found a job here in Ballinger, and we've been in great old San Angelo, Texas, ever since.
Nice, dude. Yeah. So you said your dad originally came to the States and went to Texas Tech, right? When he was like 18?
Yeah. He went to Gainesville for college a couple of years, and then for the rest of his college career, he went to Texas Tech. So,
nice. And he studied what, engineering, right?
Yeah, civil engineering.
Cool. Civil engineering, nice.
Yeah. So he's been all over the United States doing engineering jobs, and he's really kind of proud of his backstory. Kind of going to Buffalo, New York, going to Reno, Nevada.
Wow.
That's kind of where his brother lived there, and in Las Vegas, actually.
Okay. Yeah.
But last few years, my cousin he went to Reno to live there. He's got an Airbnb business there.
Cool.
So
okay.
I only have a cousin and an uncle here in the States.
Okay. Yeah.
Besides my parents. So
wow. Everybody else is back in
Everybody
Iran?
else is in Iran. So
okay.
It's.
So, man, you mentioned this a little bit, but when your dad first came here, and I'd also like to know if you experienced any of this, but a guy from the Middle East, like you said, he had a hard time kind of at first, right? Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Holscher Ranch Group has you covered. With a dedicated team and a passion for Texas land, we're here to guide you every step of the way. Visit HolscherRanchGroup.com or call 325-899-1403 to get started. Holscher Ranch Group, making land ownership dreams come true 1 acre at a time. Hey guys, pardon the interruption, but if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button to show your support, we'd be very appreciative. Now back to the episode.
My dad?
Yeah.
I mean, his English, I think that was pretty decent. At 18, me come to the States, I'm like a sponge, you were
young.
Just grab all the, information, all the language and all that stuff. And so it was pretty easy for me. And
that's good.
But my mom, it was actually really difficult for her.
Yeah.
And she was almost 40 when she came here.
Wow, yeah.
So her language was all, it wasn't like a sponge at all.
Yep.
So
And
the language was pretty difficult, but she became a pharmacist,
oh,
a
cool.
pharmacy tech, so
Awesome. Yeah.
technician. So
Good
and
for her.
yeah, for a couple of years she did that, and it was pretty difficult with the language, of course, but
Mm-hmm.
and then in 2012, um, when I was bedbound because of
Oh,
my chronic
wow.
health issues,
Uh-huh.
she had to quit that job and kind of take care of me at home. So
Dude,
so
I want to get into that
yeah,
your story about
sure,
that, but first, it reminded me. So my girlfriend, I told you, is from Iraq. She's from the Middle East, and
yeah,
same situation. So when
hmm,
she came here, of course, they grew up learning English, but when they came here, her mother was about the same age as your mom, like 40 or so,
oh
maybe
yeah,
a little older, 45,
hmm,
and Dina was, I think, like 20 or something. And so she already knew English pretty well, but her mom, she still struggles with English.
yeah,
But Dina, like you, she's got an accent, but she's mastered the English language pretty
yeah,
much. So I understand that. I get
yeah,
that. It's a lot harder when you're older.
yeah.
But tell us a little bit. Let's start talking about that a little bit, if you don't mind, sort of your health issue and what happened and how. Let's take us down that road a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Just starting kind of in '09, uh, that's when kind of my parents started noticing actually physical signs, in my back and in my body. There was kind of a dermatology thing going on there.
Okay.
It started in Iowa, but I came here to San Angelo, went
Mm-hmm.
to Central, CFC, and then my back started having unusual marks, and we thought, in the tennis team, maybe somebody had, playfully they just kind of slapped me in the back,
Yeah.
and we thought maybe that was mark from there,
Yeah.
and then
What did it look like? Was it bumps or like a rash or what?
yeah, it was kind of like kind of bumps and like just kind of a skid mark on the
Okay.
back,
Yeah.
and we kind of thought it was kind of something physical,
Okay.
and we kind of went to doctors and all that, and then after a few months after they found out the mark,
Mm-hmm.
we kind of I started experiencing mental health issues,
Wow.
with anxiety and depression and
Yeah.
mood swings and social anxiety and all that.
Yeah.
So
And you never had that before?
no, I mean,
Whoa.
just 13, 14 years of my life in Iowa,
Yeah.
I was a kid who just loved, riding my bike, going to, you know, my friends' houses. They
Uh-huh.
came over. It was a pretty normal
Yeah.
childhood for the most part.
Wow.
So when I kind of started experiencing all this social anxiety with
Mhm.
friends and all that, it was just pretty unusual and
Yeah.
caught my parents off guard as well. And then we went to psychiatrists, psychologists.
Yeah.
I spoke to them, and
What
they
did they
just,
say? Did they know at first or what did they say?
I mean, they just kind of diagnosed me with major depressive
Mhm.
disorder, generalized anxiety,
Mhm.
and yeah, they just went this path of mental health and
Yeah.
diagnosed me with uh, all these things, and then started giving me antidepressants
Yeah.
and like Prozac, Effexor,
Yeah.
and just a lot that I can't even remember. Just at least a
Whoa.
handful of those. So
Yeah.
um,
How did that work? The antidepressants, did that help you or how did you feel on them?
I mean, most of them just after a week or two. I mean, I just started feeling worse,
Oh,
or it
wow.
just did not affect me at all. So
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I just automatically noticed that I was becoming more anxious, more
Yeah.
depressed, or um, I just went to school and I had episodes of depression
Okay.
for a week, uh,
Yeah.
an entire week. So yeah, I
Wow.
had just episodes until from my freshman year until my sophomore year. I
Yeah.
kept having those episodes and taking antidepressants,
Uh-huh.
and it was just a crazy year or two, and then
Yeah.
uh, yeah, and then we just kind of stopped with the antidepressants, and in 2011 it was my um, junior year of high school,
Mhm. Yeah.
and then it was uh, just really difficult trying to my first day of school in junior year, I didn't even go because
Wow.
because I spent the whole night awake. I pulled an all nighter.
How come?
I was just kind of scared. How was
Oh
this? How was it gonna go?
yeah,
Like second year on the kind of big campus,
yeah. Hmm.
and it was
So you were having bad anxiety over that, huh? Were
yeah.
you already prescribed benzodiazepines at that time?
Not yet.
Okay.
My second day, my dad and I, we went to the Shannon Clinic,
Hmm.
and someone there just never really hesitated. They were like,
Yep.
benzodiazepines, lorazepam. Here you go.
Boom. Yep.
That's when it started, September 2011,
Okay.
exactly 10 years after we came to the States. So
Whoa. Exactly 10
yeah.
years. Yeah.
So
And what happened as soon as you started taking that benzo?
yeah, I mean, everyone's got to really know these benzos. It's really, utmost effective, the first month or two,
Okay.
and then after the first month or two, you just got to stop, man.
Isn't that
Uh,
true? So I was going to
yeah,
ask you that. I've heard, so I'm going to talk in a little bit. I'm going to talk about my experience with benzos because I have some scary experiences with it.
absolutely.
But I've heard that benzos are not supposed to be prescribed long term. That it's actually supposed to be, if it's prescribed at all, a short term medication. So
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just maximum maybe 2-3 months at the
Yeah.
most.
Okay.
And then after that, I mean, you got to talk with your doctor. You got
Mm-hmm.
to really be direct with them. That
Yeah.
I mean, we as patients, we're not supposed to vocalize that. This has got to end here.
Yeah.
The doctor, they're supposed to tell us.
That's right.
Like we're not supposed to tell doctors in the United States what to do.
That's
They got
exactly
to tell
right.
us. So after 2-3 months, I just kept taking them.
Mm-hmm.
I was kept being prescribed, and for all the social anxiety I had in school and all
Mm-hmm.
that. Um,
Did it help with that?
yeah, it definitely took the edge off,
Yeah.
during school, and I'm not someone that ever resorted to. Even when I turned 21, I never drank any
Okay.
alcohol
Yeah.
or anything.
Yeah.
So the kind of the worst of it has been all these,
Yep.
benzodiazepines and uh, drugs like Cymbalta,
Mm-hmm.
Buspirone, all these stuff to just
Okay.
kind of help me kind of calm down,
Yeah.
even after the benzos kind of just really took hold of my body and never really let go
Whoa.
after that. So
Whoa. Now,
yeah.
from
Mhm.
lorazepam, did it
Mhm.
progress to other benzos like Xanax or Klonopin or anything?
Yeah, I mean, thankfully not Xanax.
That's good.
That never
That's
happened.
the devil,
So
man. Yeah.
that's the one that really that could I've heard worse stories like overdosing and all that.
That's right, man. I've had some
Yeah,
scary experiences on that drug.
yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, my junior year of high school, I just went 9 months in being prescribed these
Mm-hmm.
benzos, and then uh, we got in we went from a apartment Wellington apartments
Mm-hmm.
to a nice house that a nice pastor here in town.
Yeah.
He was 80 years old, Gerald McBride.
Okay.
He passed away unfortunately in 2014
Okay.
or 2016,
Yeah.
around 10 years ago. So yeah, he was nice enough. That was a pretty big house. It was kind of the biggest house we lived in there.
Wow.
So
What he gave it to y'all or what? Or he sold it to you?
for rent.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah. Cool.
he
Yeah.
introduced us that there's this house
Yeah.
in the Bentwood area. So
Nice.
yeah, I mean, I was pretty excited that
Yeah.
I played tennis in high school, so
Cool.
I was
Yeah.
pretty excited to go play tennis at the
Exactly.
Bentwood
That's
area.
a good place to be for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, I just in 2012 in the spring, I started having physical symptoms, um, like my muscles started stiffening up, and
Whoa.
in tennis, I had to kind of tell my coaches that I couldn't go 100%
Yeah.
anymore, and I was kind of top of JV 1 or 2,
Yeah.
and then I started going down fourth, fifth
Oh,
in
yeah.
JV, and I had plenty of aspirations to go to varsity, and
Yeah.
we were one of the top varsity teams in
Oh,
Texas. So
wow.
and
Yeah.
I had very lofty goals. And
Yeah.
maybe my friends back then, they kept saying, Eamon, you think you're so good, you're gonna get up there. And
Yeah.
I guess I kind of proved them right. I stayed in
Damn. That's
JV,
yeah, man.
uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, kind of because of the benzos and
Yep.
stuff, my body couldn't really take it anymore. And
Yeah, I mean, because think about, I'll tell you a story about that.
yeah,
So my experience with benzos is I don't have a single good experience with it, and I've been prescribed it, and I've also taken it on the streets, and I've taken everything from Klonopin to Xanax to I even there's even one more I've taken. I don't think I take. Was it called lorazepam?
yeah, that's
I
the
don't know if
first
I've
one I
taken that
took.
or not, but I've definitely taken different kinds. And for me, as an addict, a recovering addict, when whether I'm prescribed something or I get it off the street or whatever, I take too much. I wanted the full effect. I'm
Yeah,
trying to create, change my mood or alter my mind in some way.
optimal effect. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, when you do that with the benzo, you tend to black out. Like you don't remember parts of your life. And to me, the best way I can describe it was like being like a zombie, like on autopilot. And the scariest part about that, like I would see a video of myself on Xanax or something, and I would be operating in life, like doing things, like driving, walking around, and don't remember
Just
any
not
of it.
remembering.
How is that even, possible?
Crazy, yeah.
It's so scary, dude. And so, I never had a good experience on that, but I do know that developing a dependency to benzos is extremely scary too,
Yeah.
because that happened to me. And coming off of that, when you have a dependency, can be life threatening.
Yeah.
And so it's a central nervous system depressant.
Yeah.
And so I remember there were times when I'd be working out, and same as you're saying, I couldn't go as hard. I would get fatigued faster. Sometimes I would get dizzy.
Yeah.
I couldn't operate the same, because obviously, I mean, when you're working out like that, your central nervous system, especially if you're lifting heavy, is being taxed. And so if you're depressing it, I can imagine what you went through with that.
Yeah. I mean, especially in tennis. I mean,
Yeah.
I wasn't really 9 months into it when I tried out for my junior year of tennis.
Yeah.
It was let's see, that was in, I guess, September. That was during the first month I was taking benzos.
Okay. Yeah.
So I went to try out for my junior year, and even being on those medications, you just kind of lose. If you even lose 5%
Yeah.
of your concentration,
Right.
like.
That's right.
Your footwork is off a little bit, and margins in tennis are just so.
It's a good point.
You can't go inches
That's
that way or this way. So balls were kind of going out. I was hitting the net.
Yeah.
And I faced this. I was a junior. I was facing this freshman.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Chris Bersky. I actually remember. So
Yeah.
shout out to Chris.
Where is he now? What's up, Chris?
I don't know right now, but
Okay.
I guess we're friends still on
cool.
social media.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
but I hope he's doing well. But
Yeah.
the match went. First set it went to a tiebreaker. I think I won that, or he won that.
Mhm.
We just kind of traded tie breaks, and
Yeah.
then he the first match I pulled it out.
Yeah.
And then I played a couple of the friends I knew there,
Mhm.
David Sweats, and then somebody else I don't remember at the moment. Eric, I think that's his name. But
Yeah.
I lost to both of those opponents
Okay.
in my junior year, and then there was this last match that I had to play, and then Chris had to play as well.
Yeah.
And then that was the decider of which one was gonna go to seventh period with the varsity kids, like 12th, 13th place.
Mm-hmm.
And then he won that pretty routinely.
Mhm.
I was pretty taxed out after all those matches I played. So
Yeah.
it was a heartbreaker, that one.
That's
But
sad, dude. Yeah.
but yeah, I went to again first period, which was JV.
Mm-hmm.
I was top of JV for most of my junior year,
Mhm.
and then we started having matches, and then I fell down to third spot, fourth
Wow.
spot.
Yeah.
And then as the benzos was in my system, I just kept losing matches.
Yep.
And then I remember almost spring break. I faced my one of my friends back then, Mason Habe. Shout out to him.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
then I lost to him like 6-2 or something. And but yeah, that was kind of the match where I was, if I lose to someone like 5 or 6, there maybe I got to take a break here.
Yeah. Okay.
So I told my coaches, they were pretty understanding.
Yeah.
That I just need to head to the library to kind of focus on my studies. And
Yeah.
I took a break, came back, and then there was this tournament where people on JV played varsity.
Yeah.
And then I was matched up with number 1 Nick Malott. So Nick Malott there,
Yeah.
he actually got a scholarship. He went to Texas Tech.
Really?
Yeah.
He played tennis at Tech.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
And then I actually lost to him love and love.
Wow.
So I was blown out of the water with him.
Dang.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into. So
yeah.
I mean, it was at the point where I was winning 50% of the points. I was actually feeling good about myself.
Okay.
But I had like nothing to show for it.
Wow.
I was only winning like 25% of the points.
Yeah.
And 0% of the games. So.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And then unfortunately a bad score on the resume. So.
Yeah.
But it was. I told my friends the next day. Sterling Smith, he played football for Central, and I told him I lost 1-on-1. He's like, "What the heck? What happened?"
Yeah.
And it just, with the benzos, it just without the benzos, I think I might have gotten a couple games.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Oh, dude, I bet.
Hopefully,
yeah.
but yeah, just.
Did you ever have? Because I mean, I'm sure you were. You're not like I am, but you're probably taking the dose as prescribed. But did you have any experiences where you would black out at all on that dose, or not really? Or have like spots missing, or like something like that, or no?
I never actually, went too far.
That's good
with that.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I had my parents with me. And,
that's good.
Yes. If they weren't with me, maybe I had. Who knows?
Yeah.
But, with their supervision,
yes.
Thank God I went as prescribed. And,
good. Yeah.
But I just kept asking the doctors for more and more, and they kept giving it to me. And
that's the problem.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the spring of 2012, I actually I failed my math course in my junior year, and had to take one in the summer. So yeah, the courses ended, and junior year it was behind me, and all the social anxiety that I had to go with, with all the kids and campus and all that stuff that was behind me. And then the summer my doctor, who actually spent some time in jail.
Ooh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name his name,
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he spent some time in jail, and he with the tapering off, it was about a month. I was on the benzos. I don't remember. I think lorazepam. From September 2011 to kind of May 2012. I was on the benzos, and he tapered me. It was a month-long program. And then I was off my benzos.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that? Was it hard to come off?
Yeah, for sure. It was along with the buspirone.
Yeah. What's that?
Buspirone is kind of like a, I don't know. It's nothing like not an antidepressant or an just an anti-anxiety medication to kind of help long term with the with the anxiety. With the tapering off. And
I see.
Yeah, and and then we came into the summer, and my body just went into absolute shock. And
whoa, yeah,
and
oh gosh,
it was all the stiffness I felt.
Oh yeah,
all over my body. It was difficult to even eat breakfast in the summer.
Wow,
I was really looking forward to going to Bentwood.
I know, right?
Signing up, and going to some classes with my friends,
absolutely,
getting closer with them. Yeah. So it was it was definitely a heartbreaker to just kind of realize that I had to stay home and kind of bear down on
Yep.
starting to feel better.
That's right.
So
How long did it take?
the withdrawals,
Yeah.
I, I mean, it was out of my system after a month,
Uh-huh.
but with the dependency I had
Yeah.
built with the 9 months, it just messed up my entire nervous system
Dude, yeah,
and
that's oh
yeah,
my God, it's a nightmare. So like I
yeah,
can remember, so some of the work I've withdrawn off of opiates and off of benzos, and both at the same time. Both at the same time was the worst experience of my life,
it's
probably.
crazy. Yeah.
But what shocked me on the benzos that I didn't realize is
Mm.
when you come off and your body, especially the way I did, because it was definitely not a taper. It was cold turkey on a very high dose.
Yeah.
And my body, like you said, my body went into absolute shock. And the worst part of it, so like an opiate withdrawal, it's like the flu. Like you have flu-like symptoms, cold sweats, the mental part sucks,
Yeah.
diarrhea, throwing up, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it sucks, insomnia, but it's sort of manageable in a way. But the problem with the
Mhm.
anti-anxiety medication, the benzos, is when you come off of it. So what they're designed to do, like we said, is suppress the central nervous system, and lower anxiety. So whenever your brain gets used to that and you
Yeah.
take it away, you have heightened anxiety.
Rebound anxiety. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
rebound anxiety. Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah, rebound
Interesting.
anxiety. Yeah.
Dude, I
Yeah.
could not believe how bad it was, to where like I owned a gym at the time, and I would go to my training sessions to train clients, and I'd be like so freaked out about it. And I'd been doing it for 10 years. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like everything was like,
Oh,
it's
the
hard to
workouts, you mean?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like training my clients, it was almost like I was scared that I was thinking I couldn't do it anymore, which was silly to think. And it was just like every moment of the day
Yeah.
was this heightened anxiety.
Yeah, it
And
was
it was a
muscle
nightmare.
memory. You should be able to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's nothing. I do it all day, every day.
Yeah.
And man, it was terrifying. And then I almost had a seizure too.
Oh
And
gosh.
I don't know if you experienced anything like that, but it was probably pretty bad, dude, for you, because that's a long time on there.
Yeah, I mean, I've been having the same symptoms from the summer of 2012 until now,
What?
until the spring of 2025 we're at now.
You're kidding,
I've been
dude.
having the same symptoms, the muscle stiffness, the arms, the legs, the
I had that
chest,
too, yeah.
stomach, everything,
Whoa.
severe muscle stiffness. So,
That's
I mean,
horrible.
I've gotten used to it. I've adapted. I'm on certain medications right
Okay.
now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, right now, 13, 14 years removed from where I initially started my benzos.
Mhm.
I'm still on them. So right now, I got up to 30 milligrams of diazepam.
Oh, yeah, that's the
And
one, diazepam.
yeah, in 2022,
Okay.
I was on 30 milligrams of that, and then I've actually been to a few rehab places actually,
Yeah.
but luckily I was introduced to a addiction psychiatrist,
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Dr. Green. He's in Dallas area,
Okay.
and we do kind of appointments every couple weeks.
Yeah.
So I got from 30 milligrams. Now I'm down to 3 milligrams of
Oh, that's
diazepam. So
fantastic.
that's been a pretty big step.
Yeah.
I've been proud of. So
Oh, yeah, dude.
yeah,
Yeah. Do you think, have you talked to him about coming all the way off again? Is that the goal?
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, throughout the years with my parents after that summer of 2012,
Mhm.
I actually attempted to go back to school in
Mhm.
person
Mhm.
to Central. One day I went back. I couldn't take it physically. I
Wow.
couldn't even take walking through Central Campus.
Really?
I could, like, after 2-3 hours going to a couple classes
Yeah.
here and there. I mean, I just sat there like a zombie in
Dude,
class.
I hate
I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
I
This
could,
was your senior year?
yeah,
Man, that sucks.
first day of my
Yeah.
senior year, and I was actually signed up for going to tennis class.
Oh, man.
My coach was yelling at me from over there. I kind of feel bad for ignoring him, and it was during lunch.
Yeah.
I just kind of went about my day, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't have the mental
Yep,
capacity
I
for this.
understand.
I can't confront him with this. Yeah,
Exact. And at the time,
yeah,
I bet he thought, what's up with this kid? That's rude or something. But there's no way he could understand what you were going through. You know
yeah.
what I
I
mean?
feel
Because I
bad for
get
that.
it,
Yeah,
dude. I do. I
yeah,
get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, people who go through any kind of chronic health issues, I mean,
Yes.
they feel bad for putting things off with people,
Yeah.
but I mean, I just hope people would understand. And
That's right.
but
Yeah.
yeah, it was just I couldn't even go to my tryouts and try out
God,
for
dude, that
my
sucks.
senior year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was just I had to tell my friends I can't try out with you guys,
How
and
did they take that? Were they
yeah,
confused? Like,
yeah, my
what's going
friends,
on?
yeah,
Yeah.
they were like, I can't believe it, you know, we were really looking forward to this, like
Yeah.
the entire summer.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty
Did you
disappointing.
explain to them what was going on?
Yeah, I just told them, you know, with my medications and all
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, my body, it just can't go there
That's
with the
right.
physical
Yeah.
ability. I just don't have the physical ability to go to the kitchen to make something for
Exactly.
myself and
Yeah.
just sit and relax, and
Uh-huh.
or go take a shower.
It's
And
torture, dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
even taking a shower from 2012 until 2018, my dad, he had to help shower me.
You're kidding. Wait,
Yeah,
why?
yeah, because my muscles, they were
Oh,
just so
yeah.
stiff.
Yeah.
I just couldn't shower myself
Oh my
properly, and
God.
he just helped me with the scrubbing down and all
Yep.
that. So until I was 22, my dad
Man.
was helping me shower,
Yeah.
and then yeah, we were from 2012 and 18. We just went to, you know, specialist to specialist. We went to New York, Long
Whoa.
Island,
Yeah.
and I was diagnosed with Lyme disease.
And that was a misdiagnosis?
Yeah, I mean
Whoa.
they kind of found some Bartonella and
Mm-hmm.
Babesia, or whatever it's called.
Okay. Yeah.
They found that in my blood, but it wasn't actually full out, blown out, you know, Lyme disease.
Right.
But it was just kind of mimicking
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Lyme disease.
Exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, they just put me on a PICC line. I was on a PICC line, and
What's that?
it's kind of like a, you know, it's kind of like a, what is it? Sorry.
What you're talking about? It's kind of like an IV or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an IV that just kind of remains in
Oh,
the,
it does,
yeah,
dude? Like an insulin pump or something, maybe?
yeah, it just kind of
Yeah.
stays there. And then
Whoa.
yeah, and then my mom, bless her heart, she was kind of acting like a nurse every
Mhm.
day to change the PICC
Oh,
line.
man. Yeah.
And then people would come from Shannon Home Health
Mm-hmm.
to do that.
Dang,
And
dude. For how long did you have that PICC line?
I had that the entire summer of 2015, so 10
Wow.
years ago,
Yeah.
when I was 20 years old. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was such a
Dude,
time.
what a
And
nightmare. So do you think, I mean, that it's literally malpractice, for doctors and complete negligence for them to prescribe these kind of medications long term like that because of this kind of crap, don't you think?
yeah, I mean,
It's horrible.
they can't. I mean, we can't get any compensation out of it.
Why?
I don't know.
That's BS, dude.
I
You
don't know.
should be able to.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to get anyone in trouble. That's kind of the
Yeah.
place. But I have reported a lot of stuff
Absolutely.
out there. But
Yeah, it's got to stop.
you know, it's best first and foremost is, you know, I want to feel better.
Yeah.
Like my intention is not to get back at the doctor at
Right.
the moment. But,
Sure, yeah.
But you know, I have written a book about it.
I know,
it's-
that's awesome,
yeah,
man.
it's called. See what. I've been talking so much, I'm kind of out of breath.
No, you're good, yeah.
But yeah, it's called Poisonous Band-Aid. Yeah, that's my book. That's called,
good
yeah,
title.
yeah.
Is it already, you've written all of it?
Yeah, 125,
Wow.
30 pages of it. So.
And you're looking into getting it published, right?
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm working with a publishing company, Page Publishing. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna have
Nice.
it published by year's end. So
Are you really?
yeah,
Dude,
gonna-
when you get it published, you got to come back on.
yeah,
I'll read
definitely,
it, and then
I'll-
you'll come back on, and we can talk about it.
yeah, for sure.
Yes.
I'm definitely looking
And we'll help you
forward
sell
to
some
that.
copies, too.
Yeah, I
Heck yeah,
appreciate it,
dude.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that title. That's fantastic.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely,
That's what
you
it
know,
is.
you know, it's something people use as a band-aid.
Yep.
And
But it's poison.
yeah, definitely.
It literally is, yeah.
Literal poison in the body.
God,
But
dude, yeah.
yeah,
It's
and then
sickening.
yeah, and then I want to go back to the timeline here.
Yeah.
It was from 2012 until 2018. We just went to all these specialists throughout the years, and
Mm-hmm.
they kept saying, you know, you got to get off these benzos. But my family doctors in San Angelo, we just kept telling them, you know, can you prescribe this for us? Because if I get off of it,
Mm.
I'm going to feel worse.
That's right. I know. Yeah.
And it came to a point where I kept having to, be prescribed this medication and keep taking it
Mhm.
because, I would have been bedbound if I had to.
There's no alternative.
Yeah,
you had to.
just to kind of be active and be
Yeah.
on social media and talk to my
Exactly.
friends, watch some tennis, watch some
Yeah.
TV.
Just be normal.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it actually went. I had watched tennis in January 2014, the Australian Open,
Mhm.
and then we actually went to Lubbock, another specialist. They told me that check your house for mold,
Yeah.
and we did, and there was actually some mold
Really?
in our
Like
house.
black mold or what?
I don't know what kind of mold.
Probably. That's the common kind. Yeah.
But yeah, we had people check on that,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of after the doctor found it out, they said, change your house.
Yeah.
So we had to move out of this beautiful place and
Yeah.
at Bentwood Country Club,
Man, dude.
and then we moved out to Baker's Ranch, kind of near Lamar area.
Where's that?
It's near Lamar Elementary.
Oh,
It's
yeah. Okay.
It's been a pretty growing neighborhood.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's nice, right?
Yeah. The past 10 years we've been living there. So
You like it out there?
yeah,
I
definitely.
want to look out there, man.
Yeah,
I
I mean houses that have actually been 2 to 3 been building
Cool.
behind our house.
Oh, nice,
So,
dude. Yeah.
yeah. So there's
Cool.
been construction there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what about college for you?
College? I had to take a break.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even go my senior year of high school.
Yeah.
So I finished up in 2020.
Okay.
Went through the drive-through of the of Central.
Yeah.
Got my diploma.
Oh, yeah.
My
Mhm.
degree.
Dang.
And then that was the drive-through graduation. And
Yeah.
so yeah, that was that. And then I applied for Howard College.
Mhm.
It was actually the pandemic, so
Oh, man.
I actually
yeah.
didn't have to take any SATs, ACTs.
Oh, wow.
So God was, looking out for
Yeah.
me back there.
That's right.
I kind of skipped a few steps,
Yeah.
even though, from 2013 until 2020.
Yeah.
So 7 years of my life,
Wow.
were kind of
dude.
wiped out because
Whoa, 7 years?
7 years I didn't go to school.
So you were supposed
Yeah.
to graduate from Central in
in 2013.
13, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow. And all the way until you ended up getting your diploma when in
in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was
Mhm.
that was a pretty long
It's
time
crazy.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was let's see, I was 25. I got my
Wow,
diploma,
Yeah.
and then went to Howard for a semester. Got 12 credits, and
Nice.
then started at Angelo State in
Oh, wow.
2021,
Uh-huh.
and planning to graduate in this summer. So,
Are you really?
Yeah,
Dude, congrats.
Yeah, thank
What are
you,
you
man.
studying?
yeah. It's MIS, Management Information System. So
Whoa. What is that exactly?
it's kind of business management type
Okay.
course. So just kind of looking forward to walking the stage in
Yes,
in
man.
May, and
Yeah.
then going to graduate in
Yeah.
the summer with the remaining courses. So
Very cool, dude.
yeah.
And so what do you want? Do you want to go to graduate school? Or do you want to get a job right after that in that field or what?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I mean, since I didn't really know what to do,
Mhm.
what degree to get,
Yeah.
I want to go ahead and get more degrees, get more
Awesome.
like in journalism or
Cool.
sports media, or
Yes.
because since my passion is in tennis,
Yeah.
and I would love to do that,
Yeah.
and kind of go to what's that major you do? Was it public? I forgot what the name was, but yeah, I'm gonna really kind of explore more majors out of that,
Yeah.
and even go get my MBA. So
You should,
yeah,
man. That's
definitely
awesome.
with ASU. Hopefully
Yeah.
continue on with
How
them.
old are you
So
right now?
I'm 30. I just
Okay.
turned 30 February
Oh,
6th.
really? You
so
look young, dude.
I appreciate
That's
it.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the benzos keep you young, man. they
That's
keep
crazy.
you pretty skinny. I mean,
Is that
so
why you think?
I
They
think
make you
so.
look younger?
I think so. Maybe I
Yeah.
would have gotten fatter if it
I
wasn't
know, right?
if it wasn't for the benzos. I don't know. But
Yeah.
That's kind of a funny thing I think of, but
Yeah,
um,
like one of the only benefits there is.
only
Yeah,
benefits you stay skinny.
yeah.
I'm kind of around 145 pounds, so
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
pretty.
Well, that's good. It's healthy
I'm,
probably for your height. How tall are you?
I'm 5'7",
Yeah,
so
that's a good weight.
that's
It
okay.
is.
Yeah.
So, man, what
Mm.
I wish, so what they're trying to develop with opioid addiction, and I think probably the same with benzos too, is with opioids, especially long-term use, the receptors they get so fried and damaged is they're trying to create something that is derived from something called ibogaine, which is it's an ancient root, and they do ibogaine treatment in Mexico, South America, and it's incredible what ibogaine does. So you take this medication, and
Mm.
it's a very controlled environment, but the medication makes you go on a 24-hour hallucinogenic trip.
Wow.
And it's interesting because during that trip, people report kind of the same things occurring, which is it's almost like a mushroom trip where they see certain experiences in their life and they're confronting them. But then here's what's interesting. After it's over, they've studied this. The receptors in the brain grow brand new receptors, like
Wow.
baby receptors. And so what it does
Huh.
is it takes the withdrawal period completely out of the equation, which is unheard of.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
so they
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
off out of this 24-hour trip, and they have baby receptors, and their other ones are gone, and they don't have any withdrawals. They do have to deal with a little bit of what's called post-acute withdrawal syndrome, which
Really.
is mostly the mental stuff.
Yeah.
But that paired up
Mm.
with a really good outpatient treatment with counseling and that kind of deal
Yeah.
has people are seeing incredible success.
So what was the name?
It's called ibogaine,
I
Ibogaine,
Ibogaine.
ibogaine.
That's pretty
It
interesting. Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
And so the thing is though, ibogaine does the same thing, not just with opiates. They found they're finding it works with PTSD, lots of mental illnesses. I guarantee it works with benzos. You should look
Probably.
into ibogaine.
Yeah.
So it's $10,000 to have the treatment. But supposedly it's like a cure-all. It's unbelievable. You should look into it.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
I'll
fascinating.
definitely do that. Yeah.
But anyway, my point was the FDA is trying to they're trying to remove the part where you hallucinate, and they're trying to put it into a capsule to where they can admit people with substance abuse issues,
Yeah.
whether it's benzos, opioids, whatever, cocaine. They could admit them into a 3-day inpatient, give them the medication, and then they come out completely healed from it, but they're put on an outpatient program to make sure they stay on track.
Yeah.
But it's fascinating. So you wouldn't have to deal with all those
Yeah.
crappy symptoms, you
Yeah,
know? It's
definitely.
unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, there's actually a drug called flumazenil. Actually, they actually administer it in Serbia
Okay.
and Russia,
Yeah.
and I don't know why it's not, administered in the U.S.
Yeah.
because the only reason it's administered in the U.S. is for people who OD on benzos.
Okay.
And they give flumazenil to them.
Whoa, and it immediately reverses it?
Reverses it.
That's
yeah.
what Narcan does in opioid
Yeah.
overdrawal. Well,
Withdrawal?
overdose.
Or overdose.
Yeah.
Okay.
It immediately
Yeah.
brings them out. It basically kicks the opioid off of the receptor and brings you right back to completely sober. So I'm guessing that's what that does.
Yeah, it does. And
Interesting.
I've been kind of talking to doctors and all that. If I can start kind of going to a rehab center to do 1 week taper session and then do flumazenil to kind of get those symptoms, reversed. Get those receptors.
Yes.
Kind of refresh those receptors.
So it's kind of the same deal.
Yeah, exactly, as the drug you were talking about.
Dude.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. Is it expensive?
I don't know. I'm going to have to talk to my doctor about that. So, but I mean, it's a good idea.
It is.
There's a Dr. Jordan Peterson. He did it, and I think he did that in Serbia.
Not the psychologist Jordan Peterson. You know Jordan Peterson, the famous psychologist.
Yeah, that's
him?
who's I'm talking about him. He was he was on benzos and all that.
I didn't know that. Dude.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, and then he went to Serbia, but he's not gonna disclose what kind of treatment he went to reverse that.
Why not?
I don't know. Maybe because he'll get in trouble with the pharmaceuticals here in the States. But
yeah, I know, right?
That's pretty interesting. Yeah,
that is interesting, dude. Wow.
But something that they do in Europe and Serbia and Russia, they don't do in the United States, and that's why maybe flumazenil isn't really. They don't administer it in rehab centers because because I've been to rehab a couple of times, and they take away the benzos, cold turkey you off of it,
Yeah.
and then they gave you phenobarbital, and then
Wow.
after a couple of weeks, you just start feeling worse, and then they give you medication like my gabapentin.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Hmm.
went from like 5 capsules of 360 milligrams to 10 capsules of that.
Whoa, I've been on that drug. What do
Yeah,
you think of that drug?
I think it's a good, nerve agent to kind of
Right.
calm the nerves
Yeah.
down, but long term, I don't think
Yeah,
it's
I
good for
agree.
you. Yeah,
Yeah. Hmm.
and then they increased it to 10. I mean, if I think if rehab centers had something like flumazenil, they
Agreed.
wouldn't resort to all these
That's
medications
right, dude.
and and then they give money to all these
That's what
pharmaceuticals,
it
and
is. Big pharma
that's how
controlling
that's
everything.
how they make money.
Yep.
And
It's
if
a
they have
sick cycle, dude.
that's how
Yeah.
they if they
Screwed
resort
up
to
system.
flumazenil, they won't pharmaceuticals
They
won't
don't like that.
resort to medication
That's right.
to rehab
That's
centers.
right.
So
Yeah. God,
yeah, that's just
sad, dude.
crazy. Yeah,
It is.
but yeah, I mean that's kind of my plan
That's cool.
the entire
Yeah.
year. But yeah, kind of kind of this timeline I'm kind of obsessed with here.
Yeah.
In 2018, when I could, begin showering myself
Hmm.
and doing things myself in my house,
Yeah.
um, uh, there was actually an amalgam tooth filling that was discovered by um, it was an integrative disease doctor,
Okay.
integrative medicine, I think.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And he said, like, I had one myself. I had a tooth filling myself. It's called amalgam
Yeah.
mercury filling, and people have 2, 3 fillings like in their mouth.
Yeah.
They don't even think twice.
No, dude. I have
And
6.
you
I have
have
six
6 right
fillings.
now.
Yeah. Since I was
Yeah.
younger. Should I be concerned about that?
I had a lot of sensitivity to that,
Yeah.
and this doctor told
Dude.
me, if you got to take this out, and then we'll talk. We'll do treatments.
Yeah.
So I went to a biological dentist. Not any dentist can take these out. They can mess up, and then they
Oh,
can get into your mouth, and
I see.
you can swallow it.
Dude, yeah.
This biological dentist, they did it the most safe way
Mm-hmm.
and proper way they could,
Yeah.
and so they got this taken out, and um, just within one appointment, and it was all done with. And that was in October of 2018, and I got this tooth filling in my mouth October 2008. So exactly 10
Whoa. Yep.
years it was poisoning my body. So
Dang,
yeah,
dude. Yeah.
it was like
That's
going
horrible.
like in my teeth. I guess it was going through my nervous
That's
system
right.
somehow. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's scary.
so 2, 3 months removed from that,
Mm-hmm.
I started feeling some, my muscles started feeling a little relaxation more,
Yeah?
uh, and then like before that, I was mostly like texting my parents or talking to them in this very
Oh,
soft
whoa.
voice, and
Yeah.
they could barely hear me, and
Whoa. Yeah.
because with with the benzos and the dependency it has on my body, um I have so much stiffness here,
Yeah.
and the breathing, I couldn't get much breath out to talk
Yeah.
with this voice that I'm
That's
talking
right.
now.
And imagine that, your cardiorespiratory system being affected in playing a sport, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah, and with tennis you have to keep breathing properly
That's a
and
taxing sport. Yeah.
resetting with each single point you have
That's
to
right.
reset with. So
Yeah.
yeah, and then January 2019, and my parents and I, we compared that version of me
Mm-hmm.
to summer version of 2018,
Yeah.
and that was like kind of night and day
Mm-hmm.
with kind of the months passed by. So
Yeah.
yeah, like my muscles started relaxing a lot more, and I could talk at a more confident manner.
Yeah.
Like my what do you call it? Kind of the sound of my voice
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
more clear
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I could get my breath in and
Yeah. It
breath
makes
out,
sense.
and like even now at this point, I'm out of breath just talking.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But the past 7 6 7 years, it's certainly been a I've been kind of exploring what my body can do again,
Mm-hmm.
because those 6 years I was shut down, like
Mm-hmm.
in my
Yeah.
bedroom, in the house. I could barely do
For
anything.
6 years?
Yeah.
You were shut. That's
Yeah,
horrible,
from
man.
2012
I
to
can't even believe
2018,
that.
19. And then
What did you do during that time for entertainment? You a gamer at all or anything?
uh I mean, I couldn't even play video games. I was, I
Oh,
couldn't even. Uh, I felt so out of body and stuff.
yeah.
Uh, it was so the past few years I've been having more fun playing video games, and
Yeah.
feeling that connection with the
Dude,
controller and the
yeah.
TV. And I was like, during those 6 years, I was just laying in bed, going through social
Oh,
media.
yeah.
Like, I actually made a group and added so many of my friends for the so-called Lyme disease that I had.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of feel bad, all the friends I tagged along and with
Yeah.
the journey. But
Well,
it
it's not your fault. I
yeah
mean, you were misdiagnosed.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, everyone kind of felt bad for me with the Lyme
Yeah.
disease. So, but I have told them, in recent
Yeah.
years, it was uh
Yeah. No one's gonna blame you for
yeah,
that.
with the
Yeah.
dependency on
For sure.
benzos.
Yeah.
So
Dude, I'm glad you're talking about this, man.
yeah, I
I'm
appreciate it.
so
Yeah, no,
glad.
I
Yeah.
really appreciate you giving me the voice to do that. So
Absolutely, dude. This
yeah,
could help so many people. I
yeah,
think it's funny. It's not funny, but it's interesting that
yeah,
many people deal with this, and it's kind of taboo still for some people to talk about.
yeah,
And so I think when somebody does talk about it, man, it takes a lot of courage, but it helps so many people, dude, because they're like, oh my god, I can relate to what he's saying, and
yeah,
I can't find this anywhere else. Like, he's brave enough to actually talk about
yeah,
this stuff. So it's
yeah,
cool, man.
exactly.
It can help a lot of people.
Just a lot of people maybe have gone to rehab and
Hmm.
fixed it just like that,
Yeah.
or maybe, I don't know, or maybe haven't been prescribed as much as I have, and
Hmm.
they just don't have the story to tell, and
Right.
it
Exactly.
just doesn't go mainstream. And
That's right.
so I'm really glad that you know my suffering wasn't really in vain.
That's
That
right, dude.
that
No
it,
way.
yeah,
It's for a reason. I
yeah,
promise you that.
definitely, yeah.
Yep.
It could really, with this book, we
Yes.
could hopefully talk about it
Oh
later
yeah, we're going
this
to.
year. And
We are going to.
yeah,
We're
and
going to push that thing, dude, because
yeah,
people need this information.
yeah,
I guarantee there's so many people out there you're right, they have different experiences with it, but I bet you there's a lot that have similar experiences, you know?
yeah. I mean, I definitely don't want my worst enemy to have the experience that I had
Yeah.
from summer of 2012 until 2018,
18, yeah.
where the best source of
Dude.
entertainment is like the phone and just watching tennis sometimes
Oh,
on
man.
TV.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't even feel like, why is this guy so pumped up? Why is he playing tennis?
Yeah.
I
You
just
don't
want
even understand that
I
really.
like I
Yeah.
just want to go lay in bed. And
Mhm.
yeah,
Dang.
like
Yeah.
after 2018, 19, whereas I just kind of I felt more in sync with my body and
Uh-huh.
what I could do, and I actually got back on the tennis courts
Ooh,
after
how was that?
after 7 years.
How was that?
It was pretty exhilarating.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, I got pretty emotional there on court.
I
but
bet, dude. Yeah.
yeah, it was
Whoa,
it,
that's cool. Where
right.
was it at?
It
In
was
Bentwood or what?
well, I go to the courts at ASU.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
I went there with my dad.
Oh,
It's on
wow.
Vanderventer Street. So
Yeah. That's
uh,
right. Yeah.
I've played there from 2009, and so 16 years almost.
Whoa,
So
cool, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty exhilarating to
Heck yeah.
get to do that. And
Yeah.
I actually, with a physical therapist who tended to me in 2015 when I was just bedbound, and uh, I actually got down to 91 pounds. Um,
Dude, that's
it was I
scary.
went to an environmental place where they said, this guy has, you know, uh, what is it? You know, I forgot what the name was with this, but uh, he can't really deal with uh, a lot of food and like sensitivities
Oh, yeah.
to so
Yeah.
many chemicals and
Okay.
so many foods out
Yeah.
there. And and he put me on this strict diet,
Mm-hmm.
like to only eat avocados, only eat fruits,
Yeah.
and just salad. And so I wasn't eating rice, I wasn't eating chicken, beef,
Dude, no protein, like
fish, no meat,
no
nothing
meat. Wow.
for like 2 to 3 months.
How was that?
I mean, my parents were like, "We're gonna do anything to get you
Yeah, I
better."
know.
So
Yeah. Wow.
I was 19 at the time. So, and then I just turned 20, and then I went to Long Island for this treatment. This guy did the lumbar puncture on me,
Yeah.
and then I was throwing up like in that
Whoa.
airport the entire time I was there. So
Whoa.
that was on my 20th birthday, actually.
Dude, that's
That was
horrible.
like the only time they could get me in for Long Island.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
and
So the acupuncture, that's what it was, acupuncture?
no, it was
No,
it's
lumbar.
lumbar puncture.
That's
Yeah,
right. And that
uh,
made you throw up like that?
yeah. They were trying to test for like, is it too much fluid
Oh, I see.
in my
Okay.
nervous system and this
I
like
see.
back?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was 2015 was like a year kind of to forget, except
Mm-hmm.
for kind of adapting to the new home and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, the
Gosh.
physical therapist that saw me at 91 pounds uh and back in 20 what is it, 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, she saw me back then when I was just kind of struggling to, take proper walks,
Mm-hmm.
proper gait.
Yeah.
With
Wow.
all the muscle stiffness,
Uh-huh.
my gait was pretty messed up, and so she was kind of helping me with all these bands and kind of
Yeah.
helping me to walk. And then fast forward to 2019, we got this physical therapist back. Her name is Amy Watkins. She's in town. She works with Olive Garden.
Cool.
Not Olive Garden. I'm sorry.
Nursery.
Olive's
Yeah.
Nursery. Olive
Mm-hmm.
Garden.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Olive's Nursery. But yeah, she was. We gave a big hug to her
Yeah.
in 2019. And,
Wow.
after all that we've been through,
Yeah.
and it was the best.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it was the best 24th birthday I
Right.
spent kind of having physical therapy with her. So,
Yeah.
and
Nice.
and my mom, she had not seen me run
Oh,
in 7
years.
years.
Whoa.
And me and Amy, we were like outside in our neighborhood, and she's like, "You're doing pretty good at walking. Let's see you run. Let's see you do this." And
Yeah.
so I went from this end of the street to that end.
Uh-huh.
I just kind of let go and started
You like sprinted?
started just making strides with the running. Not sprinted,
Yeah.
but just kind of slow. What do you call it? Jogging?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it was with that street. It was my mom. My mom saw in amazement, like through her window. She's like, "He's
Yeah.
actually running."
Yeah.
Yeah, we just came back, and she's like, "I can't believe like what I just saw."
Yep.
So yeah, just
Incredible, dude.
just
Yeah.
fast forward a few months after that, I was starting to play tennis with my dad, and
Yeah.
it was
Thank
it was
God.
just a pretty emotional roller coaster with
Mm-hmm.
all that I could gain back, and I haven't really gained back 100% of what I really want to do. Like this year, I haven't went out to bars and restaurants again.
Nice.
Like to meet people and
Yeah, good.
like see them
Mm-hmm.
socially. And
Yeah.
my parents are like, "Go ahead if you want to. Go
Uh-huh.
ahead and explore all these." And
Absolutely.
actually, past few months I've been working on. Actually got my permit again to go
To what?
go
To drive?
get my driver's
Good.
license again. So
Awesome, dude.
yeah,
Good.
so
There we go.
so before I turned 30, I got those practice sessions
Yeah.
with the instructor and with my dad. And,
Yeah.
and
When are you taking the test?
I mean, for now it's no rush to
Yeah,
get my license.
absolutely.
I mean, I'm with my parents.
For sure.
I mean, I'm not gonna
There's no rush. Yeah.
drive alone anywhere.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, and so
Cool, man.
I'm gonna
That's
take my
good.
time with
Progress,
that. So,
you know?
yeah,
Man, that's cool to hear, dude. I'm
yeah, I
glad.
appreciate it. Yeah.
So having gone through all that, dude, tell me 3 things that you're genuinely grateful for though in your life right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely grateful for all the friends that have stuck by me throughout all these
Mhm.
years. I couldn't really I couldn't really meet them in person, so they were like, "Is he actually sick, or is he like is this kind of trying to make us feel sorry for him.
Right, yeah.
Is this
They probably don't
what kind of
understand it fully.
tactic is this? Is
Exactly.
this
A lot of them need to see this. And you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And that'll make
Yeah.
sense to them more, I feel like. Yeah.
maybe so?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just kind of these past few years I've been getting out more. Like see my best friend Chris from high school, and
Yeah.
my friend Arthur. He's in Hawaii now doing.
Cool.
He's gonna be a doctor. I mean,
Very
he is a
nice.
doctor, but
Wow.
he's gonna start practicing soon. I
Yeah.
hope, and I
Cool.
wish him best of luck on that. So,
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, I've been hanging out with my friend Chris
Yeah.
the last few years, and
Cool.
we graduated the same year,
Yeah.
Central 2013. Well, he actually graduated, but
Yeah.
you know,
Right. Yeah.
not with the same year,
Same class. Yeah.
same class. But
Yeah.
yeah, he's been one of my good friends, and he's doing Lyft nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Cool. That's good.
so
Yeah.
he actually matched up with me to ride to Abilene for one of my treatments. So we actually had a pretty nice conversation.
Yeah. Cool.
An hour and a half to Abilene and back. So
Yeah. Nice, dude.
yeah, it was a pretty nice time. It was
Yeah.
a month ago. So
Very
yeah.
cool, dude. Well, this has been great, man. This was fantastic.
Yeah.
Man, I'm looking forward to your book coming out.
Yeah.
Poisonous Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout for that, guys. We're going to have Mr. Janfada back on to talk about that because this is an issue that needs to be discussed. It needs to be out in the open so more people can have an understanding of what this does to your body. So, again, thank you for your bravery for
absolutely,
coming
man.
on, dude.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you once again for tuning in to the Matt Cutrer Report. What an extraordinary story from Mr. Janfada. Takes a lot of bravery and courage to come on and talk about an addiction essentially like that, even though initially it wasn't his fault. Guys, if you struggle with a benzodiazepine addiction, don't be afraid to reach out to someone for help. It's more common